Hello PIM people and welcome. I'm Rasmus. In this video I want to show you basic stuff about how to export information from your PIM system. So everyone knows that Excel rules the world and no company would exist if Excel stops working. So of course the Struct PIM team have built a lot of tools to import and export information from Excel files, because this is the way to exchange it across companies, use it internally in the company, whatever reason. So in this video I want to only focus about basic stuff about how to export to Excel files from your product or your variant or whatever information you have in your system. So let's dive into it right away. So if I go into this search area and I want to find some of my products, which I've selected up here, and I want to export them to Excel, there are certain different ways to do it. Okay, so I want to dig a little into how to search in Struct PIM as well. There'll be a separate video about how to do it in details, but you'll see some of the tips here. If you're in doubt how to search in the system, you can always click this help icon here and searching, and then let's move me to the other side so you can see everything here. So here is all the different operators you can use to do your searching, this area here, and you can mix them together. There is also about numbers, dates, stuff like that. And there is these operators, so you can say these different queries have to be true, all of them, this and this and this, or you can use this one, this or this or this. So, and as soon as you start working in the system, you get familiar with all of this pretty fast. So this is why I don't want to dig too much into it here. But I want to filter what I want to export. This is why I'm highlighting the search. One small thing I also want to show you is how to get certain columns in here. So what you will typically see when you start up with Struct PIM, you will see the internal ID, and you will see that as the only one. This confuses a lot of people because they sometimes confuse it with their internal numbering of their products. So let's say a SKU number or something like this. But the internal ID is a unique ID each product gets in the Struct PIM system. So you can always reference that product if you import information again into the system. This is the unique identifier. You can show it here if you want, or you can hide it. It's totally up to you, but I'll add it right now since many of you will see it in your system. So what I also want to add here is brand name. And I want that a little higher. I want this product structure, and then I have an enrichment insight on these products which tell if they're ready to share or not. And I have called that one ready to share. So I get this completeness of ready to share to see if it's 100% or whatever, 90%, something like this. And I also have a field that can tell me what I'm missing to enrich on these products before they're ready to share. But I only want this one to be visible here. So, okay. And now you see the view changed a bit. I'll get all these unique IDs. As I mentioned, I got the brand name and I got this this icon out here showing if it's enriched 100% or not. And you'll see some of them are not available. This is because it's not attached to that specific product type, product structure. As you see here, I had only attached this enrichment insight to non-food product structures. Again, there will be a different video about product insight and how you can use them. So just be aware that this exists, and there will be another video going into details with this. Okay. So now I want to search a little, so I'll only get the products that I want to export. So I only want the ones that actually have a name in English. So the search I added there, filter out all the ones that are missing a name. I also only want the one who are non-food. Let's start with non-food. And you can see the total amount changing each time I'm filtering up here. Let's go back to the other side actually. So, okay. And as you can see over here, there you will see these completeness. So I'll say I only want the ones which are 100%. And then you'll see there were a few, so I can go with everybody that is below 100%, and you will see there are a few which are not 100% enriched, which mean they don't have a brand name and stuff like that. I don't want to export them. So just go with the ones that are 100%. Okay, so now I have filtered my list here. Then there are different options of exporting. So I'll show you the quick export, which is a new feature Struct PIM have developed that have been waiting for so long, because people have done all this type of filtering and they have the columns they want here, and this is also what many people want to export, just exactly the columns they're looking at right now. So they've added this quick export here, and actually I can't remember. It was in a 3.11 version, I'm pretty sure, but I can't remember when it was released. Let's have a look at the... So if you go here and go to the changelog, then you will see if we can find this one. So I'll just look for quick export as I have searched for before. As you see here, they did an enhancement to the quick export, which were slow when you exported large lists. That was fixed. And if we go further down the line here, we will go to... Yeah, there was also an enhancement, so you could select only a few of the products and only export the ones you have selected. And it was heroes. So 3.11 was a big new version they released with a lot of new features. It was in the beginning of the year, this year where I'm recording this video, of course. And as you can see here, so they added this quick export at that point. It really helps a lot. So what you will do now is you just export, and then it will export exactly what we have in here. And I have downloaded that to, or that will be downloaded to an Excel file. I'll open that and drag it to the window you can see, guys. So as you can see, I just exported exactly what you saw in the system here right now, and all the columns that are there. This is a pretty neat function, if you ask me, and this is often what people want, just what they're looking at right now. I want to export that, either to send it to downstream to a customer, to a distributor or whatever, or they want to share it internally because they want a marketing team to help changing these poor names, or whatever reason it could be. But you could send this Excel file around to whoever might need this information. They can change them, and then they can send that file back to you, and you can import it into Struct PIM. And especially if you have this unique ID here, you can match all the product, and then you can just import all the changes. So this is a neat and easy way to do changes into the system or get these information out. About importing will be a different video. Okay, so but you might also, so what you saw in the changelog, I want to highlight that. You saw that they also added a possibility that you could just select a few of them and do a quick export again. And that will download a new file on my system, which only contains the few product that I have selected, as you see here. Another enhancement I made. So you have a ton of opportunities to do exactly the export you want. Another thing you can do is you could select all of them, and then you can click action up here and use the export. There you could have predefined a list of properties, so a bundle of properties you always want to export. I don't want to show that right now. You could also have a template. I want to show that in an advanced video about exporting. That is really useful. So please go and look at that advanced video of exporting. That will show some nice features in there. But if your daily job is to work in here, what you often want to do is to use this custom Excel export, because then you can select which field you want specific. So in this case, I tend to always export the internal ID, especially if it's something I think I want to import into the system at a later point. If it's something I just want to share externally with some customers or distributors, I don't want to add in the internal ID. That doesn't matter for them at all. But in this case, I do. Then I want to add the name. I want to add that in English. And I want to highlight a new nice feature they also implemented was I also want the name in Danish. And in fact, I know that only a few of these products have been translated. So now we can use this fallback language. As I have shown, well, you created these attributes. You could use localized attributes, and localized is if you have it translated into multiple languages, and then you can use the fallback language which you have selected in there. In my case, it's English, so I'll always fall back to the English version of these things here. Yeah, so I want to export this one. Let's go for having the primary image out there as well. So just to finalize, the one about use fallback language is if you, for example, are exporting this one to give out to someone who needs to translate it, if you don't want to use the built-in translation that is in Struct PIM, which is covered by the AI assistant. Go and watch that video as well. That's pretty neat. But if you have someone externally doing your translation, you want to send a file to them with the English version and then an empty field in Danish or whatever language you have they need to translate to. And then you don't want to use the fallback language, because then this field will be empty, all the places where it's missing. And they can type in the Danish name of that and you can get it back and you can import it. But if I want to send it to a customer, we might only have translated part of it. And if it's empty in Danish, I just want the English version to go in there. So at least it has some kind of information. So I'll add this one. Okay, let me add a few other fields. So we have this short description and it's English. And as you can see, we have these viewports. So saying we can define if we want to see it on a mobile, a tablet or a desktop. I want the desktop version of that translation. Let's have a Danish version for that as well. Like this. As you can see how I search here, you can just search for different words and then you will, different words within that string, and then it will automatically try to find them. Okay, and I use this fallback language, download. It will give me an Excel file with all the ones I selected. I have selected all of them. Open that one. And now you will see this is not what you saw in the search, but you have defined exactly which one you want to get out there. I can just try to resize these. So you will get the English name of them, and then you will get the Danish name. As you can see, here is one that is translated. If there are some of them which are not translated, then you will just get the exact English version as we use the fallback language option when we did the export. Some of them didn't have pictures, they'll be empty, and then you'll get all the descriptions out here, both in Danish and in English. Again, with the fallback option enabled. So this is really a neat and nice little button that I have implemented there. Okay, that was basic stuff about exporting to Excel, which Excel rules the world. So this is how to communicate with everything outside of Struct PIM if you don't have an API integration, of course. So this was just a quick introduction to how to do that. Hope you found this video useful, and I hope you will throw a like or subscribe at it. If not, no biggie at all. Reach out if you want to have a demo. I would love to show you, and the other PIM partners out there would love to show you as well. So let me hear from you if you're interested in Struct PIM. Have a good one, and thank you for watching.